truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could go bad for you. Hit like, comment, subscribe, you know what to do. Be cool, city lights shining so bright. Fine dining lights feels right. Flights to places far from sight. Get right, ruthless truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could go bad for you. In the city where we move, stay cool. Underneath the neon glow, life is fast but take it slow. Every moment like a show. Let's go. Dancing through the night, we got energy flows we can't hide. Feel alive, we outside. Moments fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Moments fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Ruthless reading but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Ruthless truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it good bad for you. In the city where we move, stay cool. Stay cool.
Hey, nobody bigger than the program.
Yo, top of the morning. Let's go, YouTube. Another topic, another day. Let's get to it. I mean, I've been evaluating, all my relationships, other people's relationships that I've come into contact with. And I've been evaluating women on this YouTube, making their points and making their ideologies towards men. And I come to the conclusion that women don't give a fuck about what a man wants or his needs. They don't. That's my conclusion. I try to look at every relationship that I had in the past and see, did a woman really care about my needs? And in the beginning, it seemed like they did. But then as time going, the relationship became more about them. Everything was about them. It was no longer about us. The more time we spent, the more everything was about her. So the first few months, she was all about us. We were going to my game, watching my sports together. We were doing all the things together. Then, as the longer we were together, the more I don't really go to sport events. Maybe we should go over my friend's house. Maybe we should do this. And suggestions start coming in. And then now like she kind of was assertive about, maybe we shouldn't go hang out at the sports with your friends. We should go to, the beach, or let's go to, just things that women like to do. And we kind of argued about that for a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I love my sports and the people I mess with. And I did what I had to do. We had a beef for a little bit. We had a beef, but she never apologized, or she never said, you know what? You're right. Let's do what you do, boo. I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be down for you. No, it was, well, we're gonna have to agree to disagree. And we kind of, when I went to watch my sports, she went with her friends or she went somewhere else. Because she didn't give a fuck about being there for me, ultimately. Just, she benefited. And that's the thing about women, right? They don't really like man stuff like what we do as men. They really don't. But to get you to, commit to them, to get you to think that they really have your best interest, they'll fake it until they make it. And then as time go on, everything will become about them. They start having moderate complaints. Why do you always go out with your friends? You know, you sure you want to go out with your friends? Maybe we can watch Netflix and chill. You went out with them last weekend. You know, and they just moderate complaining, and then it just keeps building up. Then it becomes excessive, and ultimately, you know, it became an issue. And I learned that in my relationship with my many women that I've had, I have several monogamous relationships, that everything became more about them, less about us. They didn't care about what I wanted. They didn't say, you know what, this is how I met you, I'm cool with it. No, they want to change me. They were trying to make me fit their program. And I was bucking. I was like, no, I'm gonna still do me. I have time for you. I will be there for you when it's our time. But I still want a life outside of you. I don't want to be laying up under you 24/7. I like Netflix, but I ain't trying to watch Netflix every fucking day. I want to go out with the homies sometime and talk man talk, so I can talk the shit with the men. I can't talk the same way I talk with the homies, and I can talk that way with my girl. Because some shit I might say be offensive to her. Women are very sensitive to jokes and man talk, right? This is why we don't like to have them around when we hanging out. We don't like women around when we're doing our sports thing and we're doing our thing, mentally thing. Because we say things, we talk a certain way that women would deem offensive. And we don't want no sensitive ass motherfuckers around us, and that's including my woman. Bitch, I don't want you around me right now. I love you. You my bitch. But I don't want you around me right now when I'm with my boys. I might see a bad bitch walk by, I'm like, damn. That doesn't mean I'm going to leave you or I don't love you. Just the man thing, we do man things together and we do kind of shit together. But the longer I was in relationships, the more she made it a problem. I don't want you hanging with them, da 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 da. And it was only for like a couple hours. Go to the sports bar, football game, come on, talk our shit. Or we go bowling, or skating, whatever we did. We did this once a month. Once a fucking month. And she complained about it. So, you know, women, they don't care. They really don't care. They will always want to make the relationship about everything about them. They want to be the center of attention. And this is why I remember we used to say to the homies, damn, that nigga used to hang out with us every day. Them niggas who stopped hanging out with us, most of the homies stopped hanging out with each other. That's how we fell apart. Because they're women. Hey, you know, the girl, she's tripping, so I'm going to go be with my girl. So they stopped hanging out with us. A lot of men cut their friends off for their women, for their wives, because the wife is making an issue. She don't care about our happiness or what we like to do outside of them. Women don't want men to have fun outside of them when we're in a relationship. At least not too much. Now, if you see your homies every 6 months, she might go for that. But once a month, twice a week, oh, yeah. And this is why you see, once again, homies, how come you don't come to the sports bar no more? How come you don't come to the bowling alley no more? Oh, you know, man, you know, especially when the kid come. Oh, she had that baby? Oh, you never see that nigga again. What happened, man? We going to the sports bar, man. We got the beer, we got the drinks, and he be like, man, you know, my girl be tripping. She just had the baby. And, you know, I'll get up with y'all. Okay, cool. We'll get you next week. And then this conversation happens every week. And next thing you know, we ain't seen this nigga for a whole year. Nigga, where you been? Oh, you know, just with the wife and the kid. Because his wife was tripping about him going, hanging out with us. And the baby gave more leverage for her to get that off. Women don't make sure our happiness is met when it comes to the things that make us happy outside of them. Now, you know, having sex with them, of course, right? And don't even do that all the time. Sometimes they'll hold that coochie. Sometimes they don't feel it. What's that called? Postpartum? So they don't even feel that obligation all the way. All that, oh, we just have sex. It's going to get better when we get married or better when we're together 5. No. Typically, sex gets worse as the longer you stay in a relationship. And this is why men go to strip clubs and OnlyFans and porn sites, because their women won't be that hoe for them. She's not going to come home and be like, act sexy. The longer you're with them, now there's sweats and motherfucking sweatshirts, and baby, do a dance. Do it. When I come home, I want you to do a dance on me, twerk on me. She's like, nigga, please. I'm tired. So what do men do? We don't leave them. We supplement them. Things they don't want to do, which is go to strip clubs so that we can see some ass shaking, ass twerking. That's why the strip clubs are in business, because wives don't want to do what they do in the house. They don't want to be a lady on the streets and a freak in the sheets. The longer you stay married, the longer that you're with women, she will no longer, she's got to go do that freaky shit. Because she's already got your ass. She ain't got to do all that. She don't need to please you. So ultimately, women, they really, honestly, they really don't give a fuck about making sure all our needs are met, or all our wants are at least some of us covered. I mean, you don't have to be a freak every fucking day, but at least once every 2 months, surprise me, walk in with some some lingerie in. I walk in, you have some lingerie on, and you just start dancing, and next thing you twerking on me, then you calling me daddy, all that shit. Once a month, once every couple months, I'm cool with that. That will make me happy. But what happened when these women get in these marriages and these long ass relationships? They don't do that no more. They don't twerk for you no more. No, nigga, I got you, nigga. And this is the thing. Once a woman see that you're not going nowhere, that she got you under her complete jurisdiction, and she's cut off all your friends, right? She makes sure that, you're where you're supposed to be for her. She's not going to do all those things she did the first 90 days. No, when she first met you, she was trying to please you. So that's where us men, we don't complain about it because, it looks soft. Other men, oh, nigga, you weak. Weak ass nigga. Right? So we ain't got no support system. Men, we don't really have a support system. So can't tell our dad. Most of us don't even know who our dad is. So it just pretty much, you just got to suck it up and fuck it. Happy wife, happy life. And I truly believe it's 100% of all long-standing relationships or marriage. So I got this video that's going to show some more, how these women truly feel about men and about what we think, about what we want.
Listening to what another man's work look like. I'm in the gym. I'm up at 5 a.m. in the morning. I don't sleep till 11 o'clock at night. And they're listening. And so that standard of a man becomes picky, right? But the guy who's listening, who hasn't done that work, wants the kind of woman that man deserves to have.
The biggest problem that people have today is that they equate chivalrous acts to a good man. That's the issue. So when you see a man treating his woman good, there's a difference between treating your woman good and then being chivalrous, right?
I agree.
And you don't have to be chivalrous to treat your woman good, right? And if you think you need to be chivalrous to treat your woman good, then you're a fake. And with that being said, that was the biggest con men have ever did for women, was be chivalrous. And the hardworking men weren't able to do all of the nice things because typically they were at labor work and they did not or could not literally groom themselves and keep themselves and being to this gentleman that we portray or aspire to be. The men who could not or did not want to work for the woman lied with this image of gestures to get her to buy into a fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
They open the door. They walk on the proper side of the street. They do all of these gentleman things just to leave them in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So now usually the people who are the most chivalrous is usually the biggest leavers. They're not really staying with you, but if the dudes that was out here working hard for their women, those are the good dudes. If he's out there risking every hour of his waking hour in a job for you and the family and the household, that's a good man. Now, obviously, if he's disrespecting you, et cetera, that's a different story. But when we try to equate chivalrous acts to being good, that's what is the biggest lie known to man. And that's the easiest way to get a girl. That guy that went on a date with a man.
Yeah, chivalrous acts are just because it's a form of worship. So, you know, men do it to try to get a chance. So, yeah, it's really disingenuous. But chivalrous acts has also got us in a deficit that we're in with women. Because why? When women, you know, when they want their way and we disagree and don't want to give them their way, they think that chivalrous man who's, you know, being chivalrous to them, catering to them at work or, you know, or someplace other than you, she's going to leverage that. Now she's like, well, what you want, another nigga will. See, one thing about women now, because they can get so much love from men without even having to commit to them, this is why it's easy for them to opt out of divorces. This is why it's easy for them to throw a relationship away, because women they can get everything they want without being in a commitment. So, yeah, this is why they don't give a fuck about what we want, what we need, because they need to make it the relationship about them, because in their mind, they're like, it's all about, I'm the prize. And then us men tell them that they're the prize. So in their mind, they're saying they're the prize, and the men telling them they're the prize, and if parents telling them they're the prize, why should they give a fuck about what a man want or need? Why? When everybody caters to them, right? They go to the club, they get in free. You know, ladies first. So they don't think that I need to be concerned about what a man wants or needs, because it's all about me. The world makes it about me. My friends and family make it about me. My man makes it about me, right? So why do I need to worry about him? Why do I need to be concerned about his happiness? And here's the, and I'm gonna say this is very important. And this is the thing about chivalry, right? Especially if this is how you start or how you acquire your woman in this form. What you start, you have to finish. The way you start is the way you have to finish to maintain that relationship long term. And this is very difficult to do because, like the man said in the video, you have to work. You have to make money to maintain lifestyle. So if to obtain a woman, if you have to all bend over to backwards to open doors for her, give her roses every week, to put rose petals down in the fucking bathroom or the room before y'all have sex. All those things you have, for you to keep that woman, you have to maintain that. And that's difficult. That's a very difficult to do. And this is why once men have to work hours and they can't do it no more, the women are like, oh, I'm out.
And he could have did everything that she said that he didn't do. And he probably would have had a chance of sleeping with her. But guess what? His real actions of him not doing it showed who he really was and what his real intention was and the longevity of that situation. So if he would have gone ahead and did all those things, you would have been walking around with possibly another body on you and possibly another soul tie and all these different things and creating more trauma for women. These chivalry men are frauds. Chivalry was made by frauds, and they were never
chivalrous.
Yeah, but I'm saying because most men would be chivalrous.
But do you think that based on the fact that he was not chivalrous, to your point, does that make him the possibility of him being a good man as a result?
Wait, I'm
Because he
sorry.
didn't
Say it again.
because he didn't do those things. To your point, right? A man who's chivalrous is a fake, right? He's phony. He's pandering basically.
Most times.
Most of the time.
Not all the
This-
time. Let me
Yeah,
be
this-
fair.
not all the time.
This gentleman in particular was like off the charts, not doing the chivalrous typical things, holding the door and so on, to the point of like excess. So are you saying that there's a chance that he could be a very good man? Maybe she missed it? You
No,
think that-
no. What I'm saying is that back in the day, because chivalry was a necessity,
Mhm.
he would have been chivalrous, and she would have never known his
Oh,
real
she wouldn't have known his
intentions.
real intentions as a
Exactly.
result. So it would have
You
been the
came from
okie
the
doke.
rich. Obviously, if you
Yes.
in poverty and you working, remember, if you was coming up back in those days, you was either rich or you
Mhm.
was in poverty.
Sure.
So what I feel as though like I felt like chivalry started by men trying to impress somebody.
Mhm.
No, it's like foolery, like magic. I give you roses. I'm a
Well-
nice guy. I give you a gift.
In my mind, as we're talking, we're like going back into history. Perhaps a guy had to come to the door because she's younger.
See, here's the deal, right, about chivalry. And here is the cons. The pros about chivalry, there's pros and cons about being chivalrous. Right? The pros about being chivalrous is you're most likely going to get a chance at that vagina, right? That's the pros. It does increase your chances. Whereas, maybe she's seeing you walk by you and you only have like a 10% chance, but then you open the door for her and you start catering to her ego. Now your chance increases 60%, right? So that's the pros. The cons of chivalry is it's very difficult to maintain that level with that woman because you have to make time and do things for yourself. And if you're with a woman and you're always been chivalrous, then what happens when she upsets you, right? And then now you're not going to want to do it no more. So I don't advise any man to use chivalry to get his woman, right? Or get a woman or to obtain a woman. Now, I'm not saying that a man should not never open door for his woman, but sometimes she needs to open door for you too. You have to let women also show their appreciation too. We men, we need to stop overcompensating for who we are. We're important too. So we don't need chivalry to get these women. Listen, if chivalry was so, successful for men, why do these women chase these rappers who are not chivalrous? All these rappers tell these chicks, bitch, let's go to the back. Let's fuck. That's it. And they, and the nigga out here being chivalrous, who's open doors and carrying roses, these women are, most of these women are like, okay, cool, they like it. They might even give you a piece of vagina, right? But they're not gonna look at you with respect. They'll look at actually chivalry, a woman will look at you like a weak. Chivalry to me is a sign of weakness in a man. If you do it all the time. Once in a while, if you're doing it once in the blue moon, you're good. Like just every now and then, don't be anniversaries or maybe, whatever, right? Being courteous, that's okay. But if you're totally invested and totally using chivalry to obtain this woman, she's going to look at you some kind of way, right? And she's going to run all over you. What's up, little ADS? That's the thing about chivalry, right? There's nothing. Hey, a little chivalry is okay, a little bit. Not every day, not all the fucking time. Just once in a while, right? You don't need men. We got to stop trying to overcompensate for these women. We are important too. It ain't all about them. It's not all about the woman. It's not.
She's with her father. He needs to meet and greet whomever, ask for permission. have some, acknowledge. And nowadays, women are either single, they're living on their own, and there are certain precursors that some men don't need to take as a result, right? Like if your daughter, if you have a daughter, or if you have a daughter, and she's 16 or 17, right? You'll probably want the guy to come and at least knock on the door and say something and acknowledge
You have
you. And
IG now. Technology
What
kind of
does that
skipped
have
that
to
whole
do with
part.
the
So he
parents,
doesn't have to
though?
come.
The technology kind of skipped that part because she's right though. Back then, going to your house, is she home? That was
I
needed.
know, but today with technology, what would that have to do with the parents? Are the parents supposed to pull up the IG account to be like, okay, well, this is who my daughter's going out
Nowadays,
with?
yeah.
I mean, like we're losing
Cool.
our value
Probably,
slowly.
yeah, now.
We're losing our value slowly.
But my thing,
Yeah, because
Wait,
before,
hold on. That's a good question. I want to know what Cassandra said. Your daughter's 16, 17. She's starting to date. Is the boy expected to come to the door?
so here's the thing: it's not chivalrous because you're not coming to the door to meet me, then take my daughter on a date in the same breath. That's not happening.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm
Yeah,
just saying, like, to your point, right? Like he didn't come to your door, you didn't think anything of it. And
I didn't expect it.
I'm thinking logically, right? Like
Mhm.
I'm thinking logically in terms of, so for men, they're going to do what makes sense. It makes sense back then for a man to come to a woman's door, right? She's with her family, times are different. It may not make sense now. So I understand why it didn't occur to you as a red flag or a flag at all. That he didn't come
maybe
to
it
your
wasn't a
It
red
was
flag. Maybe he
no,
was
it,
late for a
it
reservation and
was
had to
no
get there
flag
early to
at
get
all
in.
to me. We've
Right.
brought that up because this is a conversation we've had on a previous episode about if it's the right thing to do for a man to come to the door or not.
Mhm.
So we had a whole shebang about that.
Mhm.
Me, I personally don't care. And
Sure.
even if I was 15, 16, I would not have anyone come to my house to meet my parents or to say, hey, I'm taking Amanda out on a date. Mom, dad, I'm going out. I'll see you later. Bye. And I'm running out the door.
That's pretty
Like,
modern.
Exactly. I literally, no one has to meet anyone. I'm going about my way, and that's all it ever really
you won't
is.
last a day in my
That's an
house.
example of things leaving naturally.
Hell
Mhm.
no.
That's an example of what I said. The world
Circle
is
of life.
changing naturally, and so are the kids. We're losing kind of our values. So chivalry is kind of one of those things that is being sacrificed.
Chivalry is men are starting to find out that chivalry is a heavy price to pay because it hasn't gotten us. Chivalry has not got men and women to a place of companionship that's successful. Women are divorcing at between 925,000 times a year or more. Listen, women are people who desire worship. But the problem with people who desire worship, they tend to don't respect their worshipers. And this is why the guys who are, rappers or entertainers, the women are the worshipers and they are the ones getting worshiped. This is why the women are going out of their way to please them or out of their way to be by them. Because women, truthfully, they really like men that they worship, not men that worship them.
But I think about it in the sense of it was never a sacrifice. It was just momentary. Like it was just a simple gesture that was
It's a European
it
thing.
was
buying roses
put
and stuff
in
like that. It was
to
cool.
have some type of separation,
Mhm.
right? Just like now, right? You have women who are getting naked at a way easier rate
Crazy.
than before, right? Right? Women are getting naked easier. They're getting naked on Instagram. They're getting naked for all different. But 30 years ago, you couldn't be seen without with your nipples out showing through a see-through.
Have you seen the comments? Even guys are disgusted
But
by
They
women.
be hating.
No,
You see a guy in the comment hating. Look, I'm sorry.
No, they're
I
seriously
had a
they're
ex tell me
seriously
today.
saying like, yo, y'all are not leaving anything left to be desired.
Yeah, now
This
look,
is outrageous.
I know that sounds so positive, but them dudes be hating. Like,
Why
I
is that
promise you,
hating?
I just, I'm a guy.
Yeah.
I have guy parts, guy thoughts. I'm a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I read comments of guys killing the girl for being naked. I always go, let me just tap your page real quick. Let me see how you come. Let me see if you really. And usually he's a weirdo. You're a weirdo. 87 followers, following 2,000. But you a troll, bruh. Like I never see no successful dudes dissing girls naked. I promise you. Don't believe me?
Well, they're
Try
not.
it.
They're
Go
not.
to a girl's page and click on every hater's page.
Nobody has the
They're
time.
always
Yeah.
weird with a weird hat like this. They fishing in the I don't see no cool dudes saying get dressed. They're haters. I'm sorry. I like you.
I
though.
mean, as a man, I'm asking the gentleman in particular here. What, when you say that you want to be a good man or you think of a good man, what does that look like? What does that mean?
Really, I just want to be faithful. I think that's when I say I want to be a good man, I just want to be faithful
Mhm.
because, like, it's funny, but that's probably the number one thing that men struggle with.
Okay.
Going to work and paying bills, them things that any man gonna do regardless.
Okay.
Being faithful is a thing that's not done regardless. That's an
Okay.
option for a guy.
The
So
discipline
I think when I say I want to be a good man, I want to be there for her, like emotionally,
Mhm.
spiritually, and be faithful.
Okay.
I think giving a girl your loyalty is
Mhm.
the highest gift that you can give her because you're
Loyalty is tough. I agree with that. I agree with his point on that. Loyalty is it is a gift that I think is better than money. Right? I think a woman loyalty and a man's loyalty together, it can be beneficial, make it last a little longer, maybe get you 5 to 10. But here's the only thing that I see the loyalty aspect for men being not as valuable because women chase men with a lot of options. Women desire married men. I read a stat. That women desire married men at a very high rate. Women, this is why I tell you, if you're married, don't wear your wedding ring. Because if you wear that wedding ring, you are more desired by the women. So loyalty for men does not necessarily create the value that it does for a loyal woman. Now, a loyal woman is highly valuable. Now, that increased her value at a high rate, right? Every man would desire her double time. I would respect her quadruple times, right? For men, loyalty is not necessarily a large part of our value. Yes, do men practice it for the sake of keeping a stable household? Yes, right? So married men in long relationships, they tend to practice discipline because it helps to stabilize the home, right? Because if you do not have discipline in your home, then it's going to create an hostile environment. So understandably, but it is not the ultimate value for you to just do that. You need to still be a provider. You still need to be emotionally supportive. You still need to be a whole bunch of other things to make it last. But typically, loyalty for a man does not guarantee a desired outcome, in my opinion, right? I think because the number one reason for divorce is finances.
controlling your desires on a mental level,
Mhm.
physical level, and
Biological,
spiritual.
right? Sure.
So me giving you all those things is what I mean by me being a good man.
That
I don't
commitment.
mean buying you bags or gifts. That's something that any Joe Spoke can do. But when a man gives you a ring, marries you, and gives you his loyalty, that's what I mean by being a good man. That's the one thing that every man can't do.
Right. You agree?
That's what I.
Well, I don't think that. I mean, I think honestly, when it comes to faithfulness, first of all, I separate faithfulness and loyalty, so I don't agree entirely, but I do understand what he's saying. When I'd say a good man is an honest man, and sometimes that's not faithful.
Mhm.
But if you're honest, that outweighs faithful
Still
because
loyal.
honesty is loyalty,
I could get with that.
right? So, a good man to me that I aspire or that I am and continuously working to maintain and sustain is being an honest man, a caring man, and literally being a receiving man. Because sometimes I cannot receive things because I'm so focused on what I have planned for us.
Right.
So in the moment, I might miss certain things. So I think a good man acknowledges and makes the adjustments that is necessary for the longevity of his household and marriage, whatever that
Mhm.
picture may look like. So those are some of the things that I believe is what a good man um, is and does.
Standard.
Yeah,
I
like
I asked because I did a research.
Fact, I agree with that. But is there a difference between faithfulness and loyalty? Yes. Right? But what's the difference? Faithful means faithful to the faithful you are. Well, actually, no, I think they're the same. I think loyalty and faithfulness is they're kissing brothers and sisters, right? But I do believe, let's mind this out. I think we need to walk this down. Let's walk this down, loyalty and faithfulness, right? I believe there's a difference in being loyal to one person and loyal to the journey, right? Or loyal or faithful to the bigger picture, the plan, right? So if let's say I go out and have sex with another woman, but I come home and and that woman has no access to me, right? I'm loyal to my journey with the woman that I'm in a monogamous relationship to. Now, even though I went out and got some extra on the side because I fell into temptation. It doesn't mean I don't love my wife, and it doesn't mean I'm finna exit. Doesn't mean I'm finna exit this relationship, right? So loyalty to the journey, loyalty to the relationship itself, faithful to the relationship is what's important. Not necessarily for men, the loyalty to because men are by nature if a man has multiple women, he's highly desired. So I don't know.
I did like a research survey with guys just to kind of figure out like what is it that men are in need of. I want to make sure I'm tracking with them. So anytime I'm doing any kind of work, support, coaching, I always get my feedback directly from men. Like I don't just make up my own stuff.
Mhm.
And I saw something that was like an incredible phenomenon. I'm gonna label it a phenomenon because it was crazy. With an open-ended question
Mhm.
about how a man wants to consider himself and be in his family. And I want to say maybe like 87, 80, maybe 86, maybe as far as 93% of men said the exact same thing. It was not multiple choice. Okay. There was nothing in the survey that, gave a clue to this.
Mhm.
87 to 93% of men said, I want to be, this is the exact phrase, on their own volition. This is digital. So they weren't together in a room. I want to be remembered as a good man. It was back to back to back. I'm looking at every single survey to the point where I had to call my friend and was like, yo, am I bugging? What is this? He's a guy. So I was just like, what is this? Because I've never heard a group of women say, I want to be remembered as a good woman. So I just never heard that before. I'm just like, what is
They don't
that?
want to remember. Yeah, they don't care about that. Get into that though.
But you
It's
gotta
crazy because that's crazy because
man
I
versus
never.
woman
You know
right
what?
now.
I'm happy. I meant no. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. We're up now. I've been on Instagram my whole life. I've been on IG my whole life.
I've been on IG my whole
And
life.
I've never seen a woman inspired to be
A good one.
a
Good
good
woman.
woman. It's always
Yeah.
about a guy being a good woman
That blows
or
my
a better
mind.
provider. I never heard a girl saying, I want to be better at anything but at receiving. And that might sound like,
No,
I'm overdoing it, but IG shows you that
Yeah.
the man is the producer,
Yes.
and the girl is a what? A consumer.
Yeah.
I never
IG
hear
is
it.
fake.
Yeah.
IG is the fakest
It's-
real thing we have.
It's the new Hollywood.
It's fake, but it's real.
I think we gotta put IG as part of our new reality.
It's
Yeah.
the reality.
IG
part
is
of
a
our
dating
reality.
app, a phone number, a video conference, a business, a sex app, escorting
It's a
app.
one-stop
That's why I
shop.
always tell you, don't tag your girl. I'm gonna tell you one thing you should never do with the woman that you love. It's okay to post your girl. Post the dinner, post the times you have. You might get her backside. You might want to show off her body. But what you don't do is give her phone number or tag her. It's the same thing. IG is what? A video call app, a texting app, a location app. You see her old pictures or new pictures. Keep your girl's link to her phone or her eyes to yourself. Never tag your girl. Why would you want to give the world your girl's destination or location? Never do that. You post the person, post the time. Never give a link to her directly. And it's not insecure. It's not, oh, that's insecure. You're overthinking. It's, why would I give you more when I can have the option to give you less? It's silly. Never tag your girl. Simple. I would never tag my girl because once the tag is put on the picture, what happens? Any person is gonna click on it. They're
The
gonna click.
profile views
Yeah,
is going up.
once you tag your girl and you're somebody, you're opening her up to people following just to be nosy. Then your ex come along. Then her friends come along. Oh, I don't like her. She ain't this. Then it comes fake pages come along. The drama only starts when people have the access to your person. So never give them that access. Keep it to where it's like, yo, who is she? He don't tag her. Leave it like that. Be a mystery. But keep wifey cuff. Right or wrong? Do you agree with that or no?
I agree.
Yeah, I'm not tagging my wife. For what?
Post
That-
the hand.
For Rico to hop in her DM?
I can find
This
it.
nigga
anywhere.
sitting behind it. He got his own glasses.
So the question is, should your wife own an IG? Should your main girl have or be posting pics on IG that's revealing? I mean, those are the questions, right, that we have to explore. How do we get our women not to indulge in this very, desirable type of lifestyle? Right? All her friends got it, and through it, her friends are connected. She's connected to them. Yeah, that's a tough one, right? It's because Instagram got our bitches. How do we get them out of there, right? That's the part where I think as long as our women are connected to Instagram or TikTok, they're disconnected to us as men. And that's a fact.
Like, nah. You, and look, I don't care how cocky
You
you
know where I
are.
find the hundo?
Remember, it's gonna
Instagram it is a phone number, it is a conference, it is the new age way of getting in touch with people that you have lost touch with. I have family that's in Massachusetts, in Boston, they're in Cali, they're all over. And you know what I'm saying? We, sometimes the older parents, they grow apart. You see something, you're like, hey, what's up? This is my cousin. I'm gonna hit them up and say hello. So my question is it that you don't want her to even be able to field through those comments, or she should just not have a DM at all?
Well, first of all, comments.
IG room.
Yes, Instagram, social media, yeah. Social media is the new dating site. It's another dating site or access to women you wouldn't otherwise have access in real life. So yeah, it is where people go look for women and men, right? Women hit my DMs, women slide into my DMs. Yeah. But I would say that Instagram or social media is a devil's tool. if your woman or your wife is a heavy Instagram user, I mean, unless she's doing it for business, like let's say cooking, or she's running a advertising campaign for something she's selling, like candles or whatever, right? That's fine, right? That's fine. But we as men need access to that account. And when you get the notifications, we get notifications. That should be mandatory. If your wife or woman has Instagram, if she gets notifications, you should get a notification, right? Because we need to know what's going on. And it ain't necessarily we don't trust her, but we know that there are people lurking, trying to penetrate our fortress. So yeah, we need that notification linked to our Instagram. So that way we can monitor it as husbands or boyfriends. We need to monitor these things. It just got to be done.
Love anyway, by the way. Because think about it, yo. How could you really be happy? IG this new IG, and it kind of really made dating so hard for us both. Because before, to meet a baddie, had to be out and about, dressed correctly, the right moment, the right energy has to happen. It was hard to meet somebody. It was by chance. Gas station, Walmart, whatever. Now, I can sit home and fill through thousands of people. I have options. Nowadays, we cheat more because we have more options.
Yes.
Back then, David and Mary, he went to work. She had a job too. There was nothing going on really in that neighborhood.
That she was
IG is
You gotta go
always
out your
going
way.
on.
Yeah.
So my thing is, let's be
You
realistic.
could cheat in the palm of your
No
hand.
woman's gonna not go in her DM.
Mhm.
That's gonna happen. But as a dude, I will want her to not be in there searching. If
Sure.
there's somebody who you might look familiar, I might know him, click it. But if you know it's a dude trying to holler at you or a blue check, why entertain it? Because we're not perfect. See, before IG, no, the love and attention and admiration came from her man. He gave it all to her.
It still counts.
It could be a stranger. It could be this dude. It could be that dude. So now she's seeking that.
What Amanda?
Facts. And that is a difference. Before social media, every word, everything we said to our wife or our woman, it meant so much to them because it's what helped validate. We were, as husbands and boyfriends, we the one who gave validation. But now we got social media. They don't no longer need us for that validation. She got 2,000 followers. She's validated. She got 51,000 followers. She's validated. So I don't think she's beautiful. Her 51,000 followers will think she's beautiful. Now, granted, the bad part, here's the cons of social media. She still has to stay her body in shape. She still has to stay in shape because the moment she lose weight, she will lose those followers. So, you know what I mean? At least you do it. It's better to do it for someone you love than someone you just desire to be validated by. Do it for your man. You need to stay in shape, keep your body in shape for your man. Not for your followers, because let's check it out. If you gain a few extra pounds, your man typically, he gonna stick with you now. Some men will, hey baby, you're not the same. Few men, they'll leave, but most men will stay, even if she gained a few extra pounds. But social media, you gain a few extra pounds, all 51,000 followers are gonna unfollow you. 100%. And then there is no second chance. You are done.
To say
I said it came from Facebook before before
MySpace
Instagram.
said it all. Let's be real. MySpace was y'all young. Y'all ain't wasn't there for that.
Yeah,
MySpace
yeah,
was
but-
my thing is this: even if 1,000 men comment and say that a woman is beautiful, it does not equate to her one man saying that she's beautiful.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
not the same.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's
Girl,
false.
Thank you.
Y'all
It's
know
not
what-
false.
Wait,
Y'all
hold
some
on.
black queens in here.
This
It's a
is a
lucha,
fact.
but y'all are speaking for a very small minority of women. They
You're
love the
speaking-
1,000 likes.
No,
You
you're,
see-
This is a fact. She is speaking fact. You can have, if you are in love with your man,
Thank
I
you,
can
Nico.
have
Please.
1,000 people say it. It will not hold as much
it
weight
doesn't.
if my husband.
Are you
says
kidding
it.
me?
Yo, Steph Curry
Mhm.
has a wife.
Yeah.
He's been with his wife
Mhm.
before he was the Steph Curry that we
Here this
see
go.
today.
Mhm.
She still wanted attention from the world. She gets jealous over him getting shouted out by Drake.
Yeah.
She had the even audacity to fake take off her ring because another dude was giving her attention. Women are thirsty
Thank
for
you.
attention.
Yeah,
and the
but I
crazy
don't-
thing,
but-
wait, hold on,
So
hold
we
on,
use
hold on,
one
hold on.
woman.
No, hold on.
she's-
Let me finish. Let me
He
finish.
getting very hot right
What up, IB Bodie?
Let
now.
me finish. Let me finish. The crazy thing is that we sit here and we try to deny the reality. And because you too don't fit in the group, you don't see how large it really is. Because the fact that there's women that are married and or in a relationship, but yet still want to go ahead and pose in certain ways to get certain likes. Likes are what? Dopamine? That's what
They're-
that's what
they
they equate.
dopamine.
That's what they equate
Currency.
it
They're
to.
red for a reason.
So now you're doing all this for likes, which is also what?
yes,
But you got a man at home. That man is telling you you're beautiful too.
and it's
But Chris Brown said it twice. But because it was Chris Brown, it's like, yo, you want attention and you want attention from the men with status. I feel like that's what women are aiming for. My man is a regular guy. He might work whatever job. He does me, he treats me right. But let one of these status
blue
dudes
checks.
come into their life.
And I believe you and Amanda. Like, y'all don't be on here lying. I believe y'all. But if you tell me
Never.
that getting 2,000 you look good is better than my little one you look good, you're a goddamn lie. 'Cause
No.
I'm a dude, right? And I love when a stranger, some girl named Sugar185 call me handsome. I love it. You know why? Because we all want that attention. We all want love. And IG has made it to where as though your man don't have to give it to you now. It be
Hold on.
anybody across the world.
You want my truth? My
It's drug.
It's
Every
a
morning, I
drug.
get up in the morning, I in the bed, my first thing to do is I
Mhm.
grab my phone,
Sure.
see who texted me, I check my IG.
Mhm.
We all do that. And if you don't do that, then you a special person and God bless you. You're so different and you're so unique.
If you're talking
You're
to
strong.
any
You're strong.
any lady, any woman, right? We'll say is it she's a girl, she's a lady, a woman, and she is saying that multiple men's acknowledgement of her beauty means more to her
Than her
than
man.
her own man. That woman is not okay.
Ain't it? No.
First of all, she would
Don't
never
mean
say
more
that.
to her. It don't mean more to her.
Mhm.
And-
Absolutely not.
But here's the thing.
Absolutely not.
Let me
A
ask-
woman-
When I'm
wait,
when
hold
I
on.
post
A
on,
woman-
on
Can I ask
Instagram,
everybody this
and
question?
I'm getting a lot of feedback. I'm getting a lot of likes and
Oh,
in
good.
my comments. Right, but it be all my girls, all my friends, and they be like, "Oh, girl, this is cute, hard eyes, and I'm
How about
heart,
Big
heart,
Daddy
heart.
185?
Yeah, exactly. And when all those creeps start coming, I don't even like their comments because I'm just like,
Exactly.
What if they're
"Oh,
wearing a
I don't
creep?
need.
What if
I
they
don't
wearing
know
a creep?
them. You see, when
How about it's
guys
Jordan?
when guys
What if it's A
come-
Boogie?
How about it's Jordan?
Oh,
Now what?
Yeah, you see?
Now what? Now it
Stop.
changes because
Yo,
it's the dude
baby.
you like.
Hold on.
Yo, bro.
Bottom line, social media got your bitch. Social media got your bitch. It's okay for me to just want to fuck IB Bodie. Because if you look at anything past that, you're setting yourself up for a downfall or for disappointment. If you look at women for more than just to have sex with them, you are setting yourself up to get dog walked. Listen, here, and I'm gonna break it down to you, really simple. If you get in a relationship and you get in this overly committed relationship, you overcommit and you start having to overcompensate in this relationship, because to maintain a relationship with a woman, you pretty much have to happy wife and happy life it, or happy woman, happy relationship. You have to cater to this woman, and that means you have to look at her more than just sex. And if you look at women more than just sex, then you have to overcompensate. And you overcompensating will be meaning you having to cater to her. And you catering to her will get you into a lot of trouble. Because just like they said, the nigga status, the status or what? Looks, bank account, entertainment. These guys can take your woman. So yeah, never overcompensate yourself to these women. And Ruthless Truth is out.